Okay, I want to start this lesson off over in our research document where you'll see we've got our RSS feeds, and then down below we've actually got our MASH feeds. And I made a couple of these over in Feed Killer, and that's the one I'm going to use today. We've also got our Yahoo pipes, but for some reason I had trouble with this one, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Feed Killer feed. So I just went ahead and I copied this. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually paste that into a web browser so you can see what our RSS feed actually looks like. So here it is, and it's got all of our YouTube videos from our YouTube account. It's got all of the links off of our site, so that's cool. And actually these next links here, these are actually out of eZine articles, so that's links to all of our eZine articles, and then you'll see links from our actual website as well here. So anyway, that's our RSS feed, and it's all ready to go. So at this point what we're going to do is we want to submit these. That's what today's lesson is all about, and it's all about taking this RSS feed, submitting it out to all the RSS aggregators out there, and spreading this content far and wide. Now I've provided you another Word document, and it's called Submit Your RSS Feeds. And at the top you'll notice here that I've actually plugged in my feed address because I'm going to be referring back and forth to this document. And I've left some space here. If you come across fields that you have to fill in for the different feeds, once you do the first one, go ahead and paste it in here, because there'll probably be more feeds in the future that you'll have to have that. And if it's in here, you can just copy and paste. It'll make this real fast. Now, one thing about these RSS feed sites where you can submit your feeds, there is literally thousands of these out on the internet. And the thing with them is they come and go. A lot of them you'll find are out of business or gone by the time you get to them. And this is by going off of lists. There's a ton of different lists out there that will actually list these feeds for you. And I wanted you guys to have a somewhat condensed list of fresh ones that I know right now are actually up and available and ready to go. So I literally spent like 4 hours going through all these different lists I could find out on the internet just to get this short list for you. And then down below, here's a couple of the really good ones. These require a login, so you'll have to actually create an account to submit to these, but they're definitely well worthwhile. So you want to make sure that you do that. Go ahead and create accounts for these two sites. And then down here we actually have a paid service, and at the end I'll pull this up so you can see it. And this is one of those things where it might just be worthwhile to just go ahead and pay and have this done, because this is very time consuming, especially for the accounts that do require a login. Now all of these up here, these are just simple ones. These are just simple feed submissions. So these will go really quick. If you just want to do these, then it's not a problem. But know that there's literally just hundreds and thousands of these out on the web that you can sign up for. And some of them are really good. Some of them will actually submit your feed out and they get picked up by other feeds. And those are the bigger ones. Those are the ones that you're going to have to log into to do. So these up here, these are all just like single feeds. So let's just go through this real quick, and I'll submit a couple of these and you can see and get the hang of it. So we're going to pop up our web browser now. Okay, so I plugged in the first RSS submission URL and we came up with the RSS network. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to paste in our feed address, and that's the one that we made over at Feed Killer yesterday. So I'm going to pop that in here. Next I'm going to select a category. So it looks like I'm going to go ahead and choose health feeds here. And then next I'm going to go over here and select a subcategory. So let's see, we'll go with conditions and diseases. Alright, so that's it. I just pop the URL in here, select a category, and hit submit. Okay, so our feed is successful. Now, one thing I had to do is I didn't realize this when I pasted the feed in. I didn't put the .rss on the end of it. So that was a mistake on my part. So I had to just click the back button, put .rss after our feed, and then went ahead and updated again, and we got a successful submission here. So that's it. We're done with the RSS network, and we can move on to the next one. But before we do that, I just want to scroll this page, and you can see all these different links and descriptions. All this is text and links, anchor text links that are all going to go back to our site. So by doing this with this RSS feed, this is just going to throw a ton of backlinks back at our site just from this one site here. So this is really powerful stuff, and then when these feeds get picked up, they can literally be displayed on web pages all over the internet, and all those backlinks all point back to us. So this is really, really powerful stuff. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to go get the next feed address, and we'll just do this one more time. Now you notice this one, all we have to do is just pop the feed address in here, and then we're ready to go. And I'm going to remember to put the .rss on the end of this time. And let's see, it says select all of the shapes in the following list. Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll go ahead and hit submit. Ah, that was a trick. Okay, let's try this again. It says I failed the test. Try again. Let me see if I can get this time. Okay, it says select all the birds in the following list. Okay, let's give this a shot. Alright. Okay, so you gotta pay attention to that. I thought we were just gonna select them all, but I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, it's a little riddle or puzzle here for you. They just kind of do that to be funny. But anyway, so that one got submitted. So let me pop another one in here and just show you how easy this is to do. Okay, so this one here, let's see, we can paste our URL in there, put the .rss on the end, and a category will go with health. Now this one wants you to enter the code here just to make sure that it's a human. So I'll go ahead and do that. And we'll click the Add RSS button. Okay, there we go. RSS feed added. It will be reviewed shortly. Now, some of these sites do review your feed just to make sure that it's not spam or garbage or anything like that. So keep that in mind. And basically, we want to just go back over to our list and just keep going through these. Just go down the list. I do want to show you real quick the feedage site. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this one and go back over to our web browser and put that in. Now feedage, kind of cut it off here a little bit, but this is one where you actually have to log in. So you're going to have to sign up and create a free account, and then you could submit your feeds to their directory. And they actually submit this out to multiple places for you, and they have a bulk loader if you have a lot of feeds. So this is kind of a more industrial strength site, so you definitely want to do this one. I'm not going to do it as an example because you have to go through all the sign up and all that, so you can kind of do that one on your own. And the other one to do on your own also is the syndicate.com. This is another one where you have to create your account, and then you can go ahead and submit your feeds. Now here's an interesting thing that I came across, and I just want to show this to you real quick here. Let me get this up. Now this is a RSS feed and blog submission service. So they submit your site for you. They submit your feed, and you don't really have to do anything. And let's see what their price is here. They'll submit it to 100 of these things for $9.99. So for under $10, they're going to submit this, and they actually do it manually, and they submit it to the top 100 of the RSS aggregators. and that's basically just like a submission site. So it might do you well just to go ahead and do this and just get this taken care of. There's a more advanced one here. They go out to 250 sites for $20. So that's definitely something to keep in mind, especially if you want to kind of take some of the stuff off your plate and automate a little bit. This would be a great place to do that. So again, we've got a paid service here. We've got some services that require login, and then we've got the ones where you can just flat drop your address in and go. And up here we popped our URL for our feed. So that's what you want to do for today's lesson, is basically just take your feed and submit it out there. Whether you pay for it or you do it yourself doesn't really matter. It's just a big time saver if you have somebody else do it for you, and heck, for $10 I would definitely just have that done. But we'll leave that up to you. And one more thing, keep in mind that when you go to these sites, if they're not online or whatever, don't worry about it. You can always go back to Google and you can run a search for a list of free submission sites or RSS submission feeds. Anything like that. You'll come up with a ton of lists of these different sites. But when you do that, you are going to spend a lot of time going through them and finding out which ones work and which ones don't. So anyway, this is kind of a little jump start for you that I did this and got this out for you. So anyway, have fun with this. Get your feeds submitted, and then we will come back in our final lesson tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you then.